Good morning and welcome to a new week in February in the news with Savvy Sapphire. And welcome back. I haven't seen you since last year. And due to me being not too well, I know a lot of people have reached out and asked what's happened to In the News starting in January. I haven't been well. So just to let you know, I'm fine now. And raring to go for the rest of this year with In the News with myself each Monday at 8 a.m. And we do this via StreamYard. So allow StreamYard access so you can put your name there. So if you're going to leave any comments, please feel free to do so that I can come back and say good morning to you all. And if you've got any questions, please feel free also to leave your questions as well so that I can comment and give you a shout out for asking them. So it is a new week. It is the 7th of February, 2022. The last time I was here was beginning or end of November 2021. And a lot has changed in the property space as well since then. Some good news that I'll be sharing with you in regards to first time buyers. I'll be sharing that in a minute. But I just wanted to bring you up to speed with what we're going to be doing as a business as well. Not only will we be bringing you news feeds for property, the investment space, but also the business space as well. We're going to be starting a new, just a short while away, a new part of the show will be about business and bringing you ideas for your business and what's happening in the business world. So if you're building out your business for the first time, or you're a seasoned vet and you've got a business already going, we're going to be sharing with you different things about the business space and how you can really build out your business, not only your property, your investment space, but also your business space. The one thing that we recognized as a company was that a lot of people getting into the property investment space, there still was the base that you had to build, and that was the business. So we really wanted to show you how to do that in a way and make money from it as well. A good morning, Facebook user. I'm not sure who you are. So if you said good morning just now, please leave your name so I can say good morning directly to you. Thank you. All right, so let's get on with our news feeds this week. So in the finance and mortgage space, mortgages choices soar for first time landlords. So that means the first time landlords, if you're just getting into this space, you've got a lot of choice for mortgages now. The choice of buy-to-let mortgage deals for first-time landlords has soared according to an independent market monitor, Moneyfacts. Their data shows that there is currently 2,235 products on offer for two first-time landlords, up from 1,311 deals this time last year, explains Moneyfacts. First-time landlords concerned about potential future rate raises may wish to consider locking in at midterm stability for a 5-year fixed rate product, because there's many providers that actually do that. Also, there has been a 0.16% year-on-year rate drop experienced by overall average 5-year fixed rate for the all landlord types, which may be encouraging news. And the equivalent rate for the first time timers have fallen by 0.19% over the same time period of 3.47%. Now, basically, this is the saying to you that you can get some favorable rates. And even if you lock it in, you're going to get some favorable rates as well. So go to your finance brokers and have a look at what rates is open to you now and what products is open to you now. And this is, as I said, is really good news because not a lot of first-time buyers had a lot of choice in the market for mortgages. So now that you've got all of this choice, nearly double than what you was getting last year, it goes to show where the markets are changing now in favor of people. They're recognizing, lenders are now recognizing that people want to get into the investment space, probably because of the 2 years where we've been out of work. People were saying, all right, then let me use what revenue I have now to build up my pot. So in the event of anything else happening again, then we can cover ourselves financially. And I think that's what's happened. People are now looking at to support everyone building up themselves financially. Moneyfacts cited the Rightmove rental trends tracker which indicates that the rents have risen at the fastest rate on record as well, while tenant demand has almost doubled, making buy to let unusually attractive. Again, getting into this space is really, really good. However, Moneyfacts adds that while mortgage providers seem to be working hard to cater deals for prospective landlords, those individuals deciding whether this is the right time for them to join the buy to let arena might be wise to secure support of a qualified advisor to assist in their choice. And I've always said that do your due diligence, don't just jump in. We do a lot of coaching and training for our clients. So when they're going out there and exploring the avenues of investment, at least they know what they're exploring for. At least they know that they're going out there armed with the information that they need to make a wise choice when it comes to buy to let deals. So in avenues, new global property investor group launches by former Sevens Capital director. New home supply challenges will persist throughout the year. House builders have warned. The Watt House prediction report. A new Midlands property investment group has launched targeting both investors and landlords. Set up by Andy Foote, the former Seven Capital Global Distributors Director, already has 3 new UK residential developments on the books, and a further development is set to be announced as well later this month. Alongside 4 new developments, the company will be working with Foote was his previous role for the past 8 years. With more than 900 million in sales during the time, he has now expanded the team of Sevens Invest into the new group. They say their focus will be to deliver quality development alongside quality developers, working closely with capable and trusted partners to bring the most exciting projects to our investors. For explains, to help bring project to the market, the new group will collaborate closely with developers and will also seek aid investors to build wealth through property via market research and investment consultations. Joseph Muse Property Group, which will be based in Birmingham Jewellery Quarter, was named after Foote's son, who passed away sadly in 2007 to a brain tumor, aged 9 years old. The new group will site within existing groups of companies, including Alexandra Daniels, the brain tumor charity, BMS Limited, and Nub and Hub Properties. So as you see, new developers are coming on the market. I have done work with Sevens Capital, and it's been interesting working alongside them. I really like them as a business and a company, and their ethics and ethos towards women getting into property development and women getting into investing in property. So yeah, I champion them as well. Really like who they are as a company, and I wish them all the luck with their new ventures. So who have we got here? We've got Morning. Good morning, Maureen. Lovely to have you here. As always, enjoy your company. If you've got any questions, don't forget to ask. And if you've got any comments as well of what I'm reading to you, let me know as well. So what do you think about being a first-time landlord and the new products coming onto the market? Do you think it's going to be easy to access these interest rates and new products for yourself? Do you think it's a good idea that they're putting so much out there to help first-time buyers? Let me know in the comments. So in avenues, the postcode where sellers got 117% of the asking price. And last year was kind of really like out there. The average house sale in England and Wales in 2021 achieved 98% of the asking price. So that simply means that if I asked for 200,000, I was likely to get 200,000, if not more, because it went to so many people wanting that asset. People were bidding silly on properties and going over the asking price as well. So in 2021, saw a 98% rise, slightly improved from 96% in 2020. Data from Get Agent shows that the average home sellers listed their property at an asking price of 326,212 in 2021, while they were achieving 219,000 or 98%, which is come to the actual selling. In total, 157 postcodes across England and Wales saw home selling achieve 100% of the asking price or higher in 2021. The single best performing postcode was TS2 in Middlesbrough, where home sellers achieved 117% of the asking price. In LL45 postcode, sellers achieved 114% of the asking price, while sellers in the NE69 Northumberland achieved 112%. London's WC1R and W1D postcodes have been the worst performing pocket of the market in 2021, where vendors achieved on average 80% of the asking price. Those postcodes were largely in Camden and Westminster. Why do you think those kind of postcodes underachieved at 80%? What do you think the reason is behind that? Feel free to comment. Now, I kind of have probably the reason why they're higher priced. They're probably in the millions in that area. Not probably, they are. And people weren't prepared to spend sort of millions through this kind of time that we've gone through on property, and it's not adding anything to their portfolio. So if it was a residential home, they were going to live there. That's different to sort of an investment space. So I think that's what caused that kind of disjointedness in Camden and Westminster. Not to say the areas are bad, it's just to say that the property prices are very expensive. The extension of the stamp duty holiday, as well as continues the low cost of borrowing, ensured that the percentage of the asking price they were able to achieve continued to climb. On the impressive performance post in 2020, explains Get Agent Chief Executive Colby Shaw. Not everybody has benefited to the same extent, and we've seen this in the London market trail quite quiet, considerably behind the rest of the UK, with the capital accounting for 9 out of 10 of the worst performing postcodes across the nation. Yes, agree, the prices are higher. I'm not sure who you are, Facebook user, but it'd be lovely to have your name. Yes, I agree with you on that. I've got a chart which I will share in the groups to show you what the different areas and different postcodes, what they achieved. So in other news, Rightmove reveals a massive visitors figures as market boom goes on. Rightmove has revealed a major rise in visits to their site and the app as the agency boosts 11 branches following latest acquisitions. Midland-based property firm Sheldon Bosley Knight, also known as SBK, has snapped up North Rising Mortgages free ownership interest rates impact with the Bank of England base rates and expected soon as tomorrow. Research suggests, that the portal says that 74% of all leads that are sent to the agency are from who have the My Rightmove account. So this is a new account that Rightmove is doing. The new functionalities gives people a further reason to register for an account, alongside signing up for instant property alerts and saving bespoke drawn areas. Since the ability to save properties was introduced in 2001, people have saved over 400 million properties on My Rightmove. The new property list will give users a similar way to consider properties in different areas. Shortlist properties they are interested in and create a list of potential investments. The next development phase coming later this year were introduced the opportunity for people to create a list with more than one person, so together they can review properties and send leads. And this is fantastic when you're searching for properties. Always say use different portals to do so. And then saving the information can be quite difficult sometimes because people would have to use a spreadsheet and things like that. What Rightmove is doing and has been doing is allowing you to save these properties on their platform, so you can go back and see what you've saved and do your due diligence from there, and doing your numbers. So have a look at that and get registered with them as well if you haven't already done so. They're being able to sort and save properties in various lists is one of the most common requests they've had received from their vendors. So they're excited to launch this new feature, giving people yet another reason to create an account. The millions of people who sign up for My Rightmove, that's the where you need to go and sign up account, show that they're seriously considering moving, and they're much more likely to send leads to agents. So we are constantly working to enhance this feature that are available where people register for an account. So go ahead and register for account and see where it's taking you. If you're serious about buying property or serious about moving even, you can register there. In avenues, nationwide high house price index shows strong market industry reactions. The latest nationwide house price index, released yesterday morning, that would have been last week, reveals that January has seen the strongest start to the year since 2005. Brilliant. According to the figures, annual house prices growth increased at 11.2% in January from 10.4% in December. Prices are also up by 0.8% month on month. Commenting on the figures, Robert Gardner, Nationwide's chief economist, says housing demand has remained robust. Mortgage approvals for house purchases has continued to run slightly above pre-pandemic levels, despite the surge activity in 2021 as a result of the stamp duty holiday, which encouraged buyers to bring forward their transactions and avoid additional taxes. Indeed, the total number of property transactions in 2021 was the highest since 2007, of around 25%, which is good, higher than 2019 before the pandemic struck. They say at that time, the stock of houses on estate agents' books has remained extremely low. However, so there is the demand, but there isn't the supply. Does that make sense? So when you're looking at purchasing, you're fighting amongst, there could be one property to 20, 30 people. And that's what pushes up the prices. And that's what the continuous war over property, why that happens, because people are not able to get the stock of property. But that's about searching as well. It comes down to where you want to be, where you want your investments to be, or even where you want your residential home to be. And if you're prepared to do work on it, or not do work on it. There's several things you have to consider as factors as why there's a shortage of stock. Also, they say with a positive data pointing to a robust market in spite of the ongoing pandemic, they said they look at some of the other reactions from the industry experts as well. The director says, make no mistake, the housing market is booming, and they're picked right back up from where they left off in 2021, with the strongest start to the year in almost 2 decades. It is hard to remember a time with such a bullish market conditions were maintained for such a long period of time. However, with inflation starting to put pressure on household finances, there is a chance that we may soon see its relentless rate of house prices appreciation start to slow. It said, we've seen a huge uplift in both tenant and home buyers' demand following the pandemic, inspired exodus, and many have realized that London is where they want to be, not just where they need to be, he adds. Foreign buyers as well are also returning in at a quite a rate as well, many of whom are up unfazed about the rise in inflation as a result in increase in interest rates, and this will help rejuvenate London property market considerably. So as you can see, a lot of influx is coming from outside as well. So, and this will really help them to move the markets forward. So will the markets, cool down in 2022? What do you think? Do you think the markets are going to slow down? People are going to be less willing to go and purchase? Well, the world outlook remains uncertain. Gardner predicts that the housing market will slow this year. This is because house prices growth has outstripped earnings growth by a wide margin. Since the pandemic struck, the housing affordability has become less favorable as a result. For example, Gardner explains a 10% deposit on a typical first-time buyer's home is now equivalent to 56% of their total gross annual earnings, a record higher, similar to a typical mortgage payment as a share of take-home pay is now above the long-time running average, despite mortgage rates remaining close to all-time lows. So as you can see, there is going to be a slow. I agree with you as well, Facebook user. Thanks for sharing your comment. There is going to be a reduction, but we just have to be mindful of it and see how we play that out. So this will further reduce affordable housing if we feed through the higher mortgage rates. Although today a significant proportion of the rises in long-term interest rates seen in recent months has been absorbed by lenders. He also concluded that the headlines January 2022 to December, in comparison to December. So these are the headlines. Monthly index January 22, 513.0. December to 509.1. Monthly charges 0.8% in January, and in December 1.1%. Annual charges 11.2% in January 22, and in December 21, 10.4%. So average price, not seasonal adjusted, in January 255,556, and in December 254,822. I will be sharing these figures with you in the groups as well. In avenues, waste of space. Have you ever felt that you've got more than enough space in your house and you wish that you could rent it out? Well, homeowners are sitting on 791.5 billion in spare room values. Can you imagine that we've got spare rooms and we're not utilizing it or renting it out? The value of the nation's spare rooms is estimated around 791.5 billion, and and that's just those of homeowners that admit to having two or more rooms. New research from Booming shows. Data from the property platform found that 50% of us have one spare room within our homes. This spare space is currently valued at 42,000 per room in a current UK market, the equivalent of 1.3 bitcoins, or just over. Well, isn't that something to say? London is home to the most expensive spare rooms, valued at 76,476, followed by South East at 54,346, and the East of England at 49,211. Even in the North East, where this value is at its lowest, homeowners are still sitting on a spare room value in the tune of 21,881 per room. However, statistics from the English Housing Survey, excuse me, by the Office of National Statistics also show that 38% of homes in England are underoccupied, meaning they have two or more spare rooms. Do you have two or more spare rooms in your home? I certainly do myself. I have more than enough space. And only reading this article did I realize how much money I was actually throwing away. But I do like having my own space, so that I probably would not rent it out. But it just goes to show how much money is going come leaving us every single day, every waking hour, because we're not utilizing the spare rooms. Bowman estimated that even just two spare rooms in total, the current value this spare room is a staggering 79 staggering 791.5 billion, and that's without counting those with just a single spare room. Once again, the capital ranks this total room value concerned, with the capital accounting for an estimated 211.2 billion worth of spare rooms valued as well. Michael Bryce, Chief Executive Officer and founder of Booming, comments, many of us have spare rooms during the pandemic. They have been used as home gyms, offices, art studios, and more. And we've tried to maintain some sense of normality, both professional and personally. However, for many of us, our spare rooms or rooms will generally be sit untouched, besides the odd visit from friends and family, and they tend to double up as overflow storage space, or for our old clothes, kids' toys, or anything else that we like to throw into our spare rooms. This is quite amazing when you consider that its underutilized space is worth 40,000 per room, and it certainly begs the question as to whether some homeowners could save a considerable sum by being more realistic about how much spare space they actually need compared to how much they would like, he adds. Alternatively, the government rent a room scheme provides the potential to generate some additional income from your spare room, and you could earn up to £625 per month tax free. So consider that as well while you're looking at different your house. How many of you have spare rooms? I definitely know I have, and it's kind of ridiculous the amount of spare space I actually do have, and always question, do I need it? But I like it. Yes, Facebook user, you said yes. Privacy is the main reason for many shared rooms. Yes, I get that. Spare rooms. I definitely understand that. I always say privacy. Buying properties and renting them out, that's one thing. But having tenants in my own home, no. But I know back in the day they used to do it. And people still do it nowadays, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you got a tolerance for it, I certainly don't. I like my house in a particular way. So me sharing a space with someone it's not going to happen. So in our last piece today, I want to talk about the landlord's new property battleground, the semi-detached house. Landlords are targeting semi-detached homes over terrace houses for the first time. But with limited stock availability, the strong competition from residential buyers, they face a challenge to purchase. Paragon Bank Managing Director of Mortgages, Richard Roundtree, assesses the situation. According to Paragon, latest quarterly research, landlords want to buy semi-detached properties more than any other housing type this year. Of those looking to purchase during 2022, 4 in 10 landlords said that they were targeting semi-detached homes. This is the first time this percentage has been above terrace houses, just below 39%. Since the survey began over 10 years ago and reflects a steady increase from the start of the pandemic, which was 33% of landlords said that they intend to buy semi-detached homes. Detached properties has also grown in popularity, rising from 9% of landlords planning to buy detached homes during the second quarter of 2020 to 18% in the last survey. They said they believe that there is three elements to the increase in the demand for larger properties. First is the well-covered race for space. Tenants generally want larger homes if they are going to be spending more time in them working, as opposed to setting, as opposed to setting, um, sorry, setting. Oh, where am I? I just skipped my pages. As opposed to setting up a laptop in a kitchen table, they want the spare rooms, as we just spoke about spare rooms, that they can maybe convert into an office. Linked to this is the predicted end of 5 days a week in the office has freed workers from daily commutes. They don't want to live so close to a workplace if they are only traveling to it once a week. Second, that we have also seen a growing number of households living in major cities selling up and looking for new locations that perhaps offer a bit more greener space. Many families don't want to immediately buy, so they are turning to the rental market to test the new town or city out. Third, the looming charges of energy performance certificates, minimum requirements, only proposals at this stage could already be impacting landlords' purchasing decisions. Terrace houses are typically more difficult and expensive to upgrade to meet the minimum ECPC level than their semi-detached or detached counterparts. As always, there is a difference between intention and action as well. Terrace house transactions rose from 42% to 43.5%. I have always advocated for semi-detached properties. All the properties that I own, barring one, is all semi-detached. And what's the reason? I just love semi-detached house. You can have a side entrance. If you're doing a build at the back, you've got the opportunity for that. And sometimes I believe that all carry more land. All of my semi-detaches that I own, as I said, I've only buy semi-detached barring one, is got land space that I could actually build another property on the back end of that. The property market, as they've said here, the property market has suffered from stock drought for over 12 months now. And our in-house surveys report that there is a typical queue of ready buyers lined up for any decent home that becomes available, including landlords and residential buyers. Looking into the market now, looking at what Maureen, you've asked, what is EPC? Energy performance certificate. It's basically what your home, you're lagging in your roof line, the lining, what energy bulbs you're using in your house. You have to have an EPC, energy performance certificate, to prove that you've got the right energy levels in your home. Every time you sell or buy a home, you have to have one of those to show the buyer where they sit on there. So mine is at a C. I've got loft insulation. You can do cavity walls. You could do your lighting. All of those are saving energy. Installation around your windows. Is it double glazed? Have you got central heating? Everything is contributed to the EPC, Energy Performing Certificate. And good morning, Facebook user. Please, if you could leave your name, I would really appreciate that. And because I then can say directly good morning to you. But yeah, Maureen, that's what it is about. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, it is. It's hard as well when you're looking at as they're saying here, the semi-detaches are easy to insulate and do things with and bring up the EPC to a C level or above. If it's below C, it's not bad, but you have to. They would say it's coming in slowly but surely, where you have, you have to have above a C rating for your property as well. So make sure that you always look to, manage your properties well, even the home that you're living in, trying to save energy on that as well. Oh, good morning, Sophia. I haven't heard or seen you in a while. Good morning, lovely. How you doing? Yeah, and thanks for joining. So when you're looking at things, always try to make sure that your performance of your home is saving energy as well. Closing doors, draft excluders, making sure you've got the right windows in, all of these different little things, trips and ticks that you need to understand how um yes, brilliant. Uh, yeah, and I'm still here as well. Tips and tricks, tips and tricks. I'll get out my mouth in a minute. That you need to really understand when it comes about securing your home and getting the best heating energy in there as well. A lot of people are looking to be sustainable now and looking to see how they can really save on money. And it's simple little things as well that doesn't cost the planet to do. We simply don't do it through lack of time to do it, but I always encourage people, look around your home. Where can you save energy? Where do you feel the drafts coming in? Can you do something about it on the cheap? But it's being cheap is not being where it's ridiculously, it's like, oh, it's cheap but it's not performing well. It has to be inside your pockets that is performing well. So have a look around, get the list, and start looking at your EPCs, your energy performance certificates as well, and making sure that you're up to speed with where you are. If you own your home, you know you need one for your home. If you've got a tenant, you need one for your tenants. Your properties, your investment properties, you need them to for people to live there, as well as if you are selling, you'd always need one for the sellers, the buyers. You've got to give them one. So let's just close off this item today. The London investment hotspots for 2022. Anyone got an idea where these hotspots are? Well, over the Christmas and New Year's, people, landlords, investors, and property experts are backing to question, are back to questioning what are the 12 months will bring them this year. Now we're in the second month this year, and I don't know for you, but I didn't start the year well, so I'm back now, and I'm catching up. However, I've always kept in the loop of what the predictions are this year. And having said that, the coast, yeah, that is one for the reason for service accommodations, because Brits are not leaving the UK as fast droves as people thought they would, and people are looking to invest in wells, things like that, service accommodations, so they can rent out their properties. Yes, Facebook user, we've got Croydon here. All right, so let me share with you. Interest rates it may be about to rise, but the general consensus is that in the increase will be gradual as well. And there'll be small changes over a period of time, and the market conditions are poised to allow for continuing growth. So with that in mind, where's some of the best places landlords can buy and investors can buy in London? So according to data analysis, the following London hotspots are primed for excellent investment opportunities due to the combination of affordability, rental yield performance, and regenerations in these areas. Tottenham, significant room of equity growth when compared to its broader borough market position, with regeneration projects in the works, and home to my football team. And I don't care what anyone says, it's my football team, Tottenham, as well. And I've seen the changes, the massive changes in Tottenham. It is such a well, it was before a really nice area, but it's definitely, since the football stadium has also been built there, it's just flourished. A lot of businesses are coming to the space, and it's just boomed. So yeah, if you're looking to invest, Tottenham is one of them. Seven Sisters, an up-and-coming area offering affordable London living close to proximities to many popular, vibrant areas. Know the area well as well. Edmonton, own properties in Edmonton myself with excellent transport links and user generation benefits. Edmonton is vibrant, multicultural community and offers fantastic rental yields. I can totally attest to that because it does. Also, Barking, own property in there as well. Barking, back again from where to buy to let in 2021 guide. Barking still represents outstanding affordability and opportunities for growth thanks to its connectivity and regeneration efforts. Ilford, with the eagerly anticipated impact of the Elizabeth line completion coming soon, Ilford is certainly one to watch. And Ilford's got some really lovely properties there as well. Affordable property prices, steady rental yields, and great for commutes. Chadwell Heath, again, is a really good area as well. Housing affordability, Elizabeth line coming in, connectivity on this way, proximity to many buzzing rental and leisure hubs, and healthy rental yields. Chadwell Heath is a fantastic opportunity for investors looking for more suburban neighborhoods. And I know these areas, all of these areas that they're speaking on. I used to be a London girl myself and now live in Kent, but I still look for properties in London. Across the capital, 6 investment hotspots, Chadwell Heath, Edmonton offer the healthiest yield at 5.5%, closely followed by Ilford at 5.3%. Tottenham and the Southern District of Seven Sisters follow somewhat lower at 4.5% and 4.4% respectively. However, the up-and-coming status of these areas in relation to the property growth and surrounding them positions them well for increasing lucrative investments in the near future. There are many pockets of London that investors should keep a close eye on, and these 6 hotspots represent some of the prime investment opportunities perfectly. Take Barking, for example, where affordable average house prices by London standard, coupled with excellent rental yields, transport connectivities, regeneration, and making the borough a standout investment hotspot. All 6 areas represent place poles by capital and rental yield growth. Given the current property price points, rental and regeneration relation projections, landlords need to invest in areas that are hotting up, but still represent opportunity. And I always say, even though they give a prediction of where the best hotspots are, always look for your best hotspots. It's not necessary that I'm saying all these hotspots to you. And yes, they're true. They do give these returns. I've got investments there myself. However, looking for your own areas of potential growth and seeing what the rental yields are, not being afraid to go outside London, because going outside London is a higher rental yield, a higher percentage of people wanting to rent properties, and a higher return on your capital growth over a period of time. So when you're doing your own due diligence, look at what areas you would like to invest in. And then when you find your areas and you've done your homework and done all the things that you need to do, you'll start to find your own personal hotspots. These are predictabilities by companies. These are predictabilities by data analysis and things like that. I could throw out a predictable list myself. However, those that are really looking for hotspots, you have to find those hotspots yourself. And I'm not saying that to give you more headache or more homework. I'm saying that because predictions are what they are. Everyone think that's been predicted here. Fantastic. These are areas that I have built my property business in as well. And the areas that you can also build your property business in. But look at areas that can give you higher rentals, higher yields, and higher capital growth. And those are only done, those areas are only found when you do your homework, when you do your research. I don't think a 5.5% rental yield is good, but I'm getting more for my properties. Again, it depends on the property that you're buying, and it depends on the tenants that you're buying as well. So make sure you do your homework before getting into this space. So that's the end of our news feed for this week. I really enjoyed being back. I'm back. And look out for over the next coming weeks, because we're going to be doing a Monday workshop for 52 weeks. I'm trialing a new thing where I'm teaching you both. 1 week would be on property and investments, how to get into it, and the second week was how to build out your business. There's going to be loads of different things. One of them, I'm going to show you a business that had zero finance, yet they made £62,000 in a day, and you're going to be surprised who that is. So look out for those events as well. And I want to show you how to bring your hustle back, how to look at a business, a side hustle, and look at it differently. Yes, we use that word very loosely, but I want to show you how you can build extra revenue with little or no money. And I'm not saying it because I want you to go out there and pretend that I know what I'm talking about. I definitely know what I'm talking about because I've done it. When you have not got no money, you've got to start using your wit. You've got to start using your mind and saying, right, how can I turn what I love doing into something that is going to bring me in that little change? And that change could be going towards just your electricity bill, your gas bill, your, any bills. You could say, my little hobby is to pay for my bills. And that's what I'm trying to show you, how you can turn and not spend so much time on it. It is what it is. It's just going to be a side hustle to just bring you extra revenue. And I want to teach you how to do that and what kind of best products or services that you can offer on the cheap that allows you to have that little side hustle going. So tune in and wait for all those events to come up. They will be coming up, and I can't wait to be sharing different tips and tricks that I've learned over my 30 plus years in business. Next week we'll be coming back with In the News again. So look out for that. Starts at 8 a.m. I enjoyed your company today. If you've got any questions or you want any suggested news articles that you want me to investigate or look into, I'm happy to do that for you and share with you. If you would like to be up on In the News with me, this is a new thing for this year, and just share your insights in what you think the property space is doing, I'm happy to have you on the stage with me. So I will be asking if you can there's the details at the bottom, send us an email, say you want to be in the news with Sapphire, and hey presto, I'm going to make it happen for you. So have a lovely week and have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week when we are in the news with myself, Savvy Sapphire.